同学们好. Hello. It is the 19th of June. We're going to be doing bend bow shooting tiger today. This is the last new movement in the whole form. After that, there's a parry, block, and punch with a new transition. Last week, we did turn body lotus kick, and there was a lot of new stuff. There was a new turn in there. There was a new kick in there, and we'll review that as well today. So let us just begin with a few minutes of standing practice. So feet shoulder width or a bit wider, feet pointing to square. Just take a couple of deep breaths, bend your knees, put your weight over the bubbling well, so even front and back, round the arms. So we're working on distinguish empty and full this month. We often think about it as being weight, which leg is full and which leg is empty, and that's right. But it's really about agility. It's about changing which one is full and which one is empty. So that means fundamentally, it's about agility. And breathing is a key part of that. The posture that we practice doing this standing helps us to do belly breathing, abdominal breathing, or baby breathing, or natural breathing. And so today I want you to just concentrate on your breathing. Just pay attention to how your belly moves as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And you know we've been doing this for, almost a year now. So you know the posture checks, but use them to free up your diaphragm so that you can breathe into your belly naturally the way you do when you're asleep. And the reason we do that is if we don't do belly breathing and we breathe in our chest, so using our muscles in our ribs to make the lungs open and close, our upper body becomes stiff. And if we're stiff, we can't change. And if we can't change, we can't move. And if we can't move, we can't neutralize or deliver energy. So that's why breathing is so important for changing empty and full, distinguishing empty and full. And the last 30 seconds, see how your breathing's doing. Soften everything. Softening helps to have smoother breathing. Okay, we'll just come out of this slowly, drop the arms. We'll do gazing at the moon, so lift the arms as you straighten the legs, looking up. About 45 degrees, press down, breathe out. So in front of the hips, rotate and lift. Breathing in, breathing out. One more. So we'll go back to prepare. Straighten the legs, hands by the side of your legs. Feel the crown of your head lifting up. Feel your waist dropping down. Okay, there we go. So we'll practice from the third chunk. So that's cloud hands, high pat on horse, thrust palm. I'll call the movements. We'll go to where we finished last week, which is turn body lotus kick. One of the things you can do if you're not working on particular, just remembering and paying attention to things, is try seeing how your breathing is as you do this. See if your breathing is smooth and empty and your stomach is moving freely. And if it isn't, see if you can adjust your posture to make it easier to breathe. Okay. We'll start in single whip at the beginning of the third chunk in the third section. Yep. Cloud hands. 1, 2, 3. Single whip. High pass on horse. Thrust palm. Turn body. Cross kick. Step forward, punch to the groin. Step up, cross bird's tail. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Snake creeps down. Step up. 7 stars. Step back to ride the tiger. Turn body. Lotus kick. And stop there. Okay. Any questions or any movements that you'd like to just go into a little bit more?
I have a question.
Of
When we
course.
did lotus kick before, somewhere along the way we hit our leg.
Yes. Yes. So we do that in turn body lotus kick. Now, Master Young has said, look, you don't have to make a big to-do about it. It's not as if it has to be particularly loud or anything. But when we, let's say, so we're here, we do the turn, and we come to here, and now we're going to do the lotus kick. As your arms come across, you go tap, tap on your thigh or your shin, or if you can, your feet. And so that's where the sound is, tap, tap, as your arms come from the right and go to the left.
But you have to be able to lift your leg high enough, otherwise you fall off balance.
Well, not necessarily. Now, if you want to do it right, yes. But what you could do, let's just say we're here, you could just bring your knee up and just go tap tap, just to make the point. You don't have we're aimed to swing the leg, but if the best we can do today is to just bring the knee up and go tap tap, because the leg actually ends up in the same place that it begins. So you could just go tap tap. And so, for example, Grandmaster Young's Endure, as he got older, he would just go tap tap on his knee. Very nice. Anything come up for you while we were doing that? Actually, there were lots of things that I really liked. I mean, you know, we've got the cloud hands shapes are coming around nicely. This rotation at the side is working really nicely. I liked the way you were doing rollback, you know, going to the corner and coming back. That was really nice. One of the things that I wanted to, just a couple of things to mention, just to remind you, is for example, when we do punch to the groin, the footwork, we're in a left bow stance and we're punching down. There's a difference. When we do punch down in the second section, our arm is straight. When we do punch to the groin, our arm is curved. So remember that when you do punch to the groin in the third section here, your arm has a bend in it. In the second section, it's straight. Here, it's slightly bent. And so in the second section, you're punching down at the knee, and so, you know, there's an angle here. In the third section, you're punching straight at the groin, so it's flat, like that. One of the things, so Lorraine, go ahead. Oh, okay. I just wanted to check, and this may be a constraint with your wrists. When we do single whip, are you able to sit your palm a little bit? Because your palm, so make it sit up a little bit. Your left palm. So if we do single whip here, this hand, your left hand, the hand that's striking out. Can you just move a little bit so I can see the hand? Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, so it's straight to in the line and you're hitting somebody with the outside. Yeah, so have the fingers up if you can. That's nice, Laura. Yeah, great. Yes. And you have the constraint with those wrist things, which mean you can't turn them. Okay, so there's one thing I wanted to talk about briefly with Ride the Tiger, which is one move back, and then we'll talk about the lotus kick. So I just wanted to remind you as we go. Oh, and by the way, the 7 stars was looking really nice with the 7 stars and the coming forward. That was looking really nice. Yep. And crossing not at the wrists, you know, at the forearms behind the wrists. That looked good. Now, Ride the Tiger. So what I'd like to do, and so I will go in the same direction as you first. I think you're going this direction. Yep. So let's just review the parts of step back, Ride the Tiger, and I want to particularly concentrate on the arm coming up. So 1, we're going to rotate both arms and step behind us. So that's 1. Then 2, we're going to separate the arms forward back. So make sure that you have this separation. That's 2. Then 3, the right hand is going to go down. Sorry, it's going to circle down and come up, and the left hand is just going to come to your hips. So you go into this white crane position. This is 3. So let's just do that together a couple of times, just so we get the 1, 2, 3 clear. So we're in 7 stars. Yep. So 1, rotate the arm, step behind you. Keep your weight on the left. Don't shift back yet. 2, shift back, separate the arms. So the left arm goes forward, the right arm comes down to your hips. 3, circle up the arms. And yeah, and your left palm is sitting by the side of your left hip and the fingertips are pointing forward. Yeah. Let's do that again. 7 stars. So 1, sorry, I was on the wrong foot. So right foot forward. So rotate the arm, step behind you. Now separate the arms. Now open and down. Yes. So we're going to go from, this is 1, this is 2, like this. 3, we're going to do this. 3 is like this. 1 forward, 1 back. And then, sorry, 1, 2 is 1 forward, 1 back. 3 is 1 down and 1 up. So 1 is rotate the arms. 2, 1 arm forward, 1 arm back. Yep, keep the upper, if you can, keep the upper palm facing down. Yes, like that. Very good. 3, 1 circles up, 1 circles down. Good. The one thing I just wanted to add is, and it's a little bit hard for me to see, this movement, so when we've done the separation, we've got this right hand is by the hip, and it's going to circle up and then turn into a palm. I want you to pay attention to the path of this right fist. It's going to go down a little bit and then up. So it's going, if you look at it from the side, it's going to go down a bit and then up in this plane. So it's going to go down just a little bit and then mostly up and then open at the last moment. Yes, like that. Very nice. Yeah, let me see you doing it from that side. So the right, yeah, so separate, rotate the arms, separate. Okay. So for what I want you to pay attention is how high your fist is. So it's where your leg, where the fold is. So it's not the top of your hip, it's at the fold of the hip. So it's roughly where your thigh bone goes into the hip joint, just a bit in front of that. So it's quite, yes, that's nice. Down there. Yeah. Sitting there. And then, by the way, you know, that's where it is for punch to the groin, punching down, parry, block, and punch, step back, repulse, monkey. They're all down here. Yeah. Now from there, let's do that right rotation. So the fist rotates and then makes that circular path. That looks great. Yes. So separate and then make that rotation going up and around and release the fist at the last minute. Very nice. Yes, yes, yes. That looks great. Okay. One last thing. Just let me see when you cross your, when you're in 7 stars. Okay. So what I want you to pay attention to is that your fist eye, which is, you know, this, the fist eye, the eyes are looking at you. So turn your fist so that the eyes of the fish, of the fist, are looking at you. Yeah, like that. Yes, and the fists, if you look at the angle from the front, they're not straight aligned with the forearm. They're sitting slightly. Just, oh, perfect. Just like that. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. So 1, rotate. 2, separate. 1 forward, 1 back. 3, make the circle down and up with the right hand and up. Very nice. Yep, good. Just let Laura do it one more time. So 1, rotate and step back. 2, separate. 3, make the circle. Yeah. Separate. 1 forward, 1 back, and circle up, 1 up, 1 down. Very nice, Lorraine. Yeah. That's good. Okay. Are we ready to move on? So let's just, we've spent 2 weeks on turn body lotus kick, so let's just go through it and see if there's anything else that we need to work on. So we finished with step back, ride the tiger. We're in an empty stance, left foot forward, right hand up, left hand down. So 1, with body turning, the arms separate horizontally. The right arm comes under the left. They cross in front of your body. Now the right arm is going to pull to the right to the first corner. It's going to keep pulling. You're going to pivot on your right, on your left foot, then pivot on the right, step around, stand up. Your arms are to the corner. Drop the leg. Lotus kick, arms go to the other corner. Okay. So, how is that stepping? We worked on some accommodation steps last week. How are those working for you? So Lorraine, how's this? Is the stepping working for you? Okay. Okay, great. Good. So let's do that a couple of times together, and then we'll just see if there's anything we need to talk about. So ride the tiger, empty stance, left foot forward. So open the arms, cross the arms horizontally, right under left. Now pull with the right arm. The left arm doesn't move. Now keep turning, turn, 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 go all the way around, end with the left foot to the side. Stand up, kick. Hands come across. Okay. So, a couple of things I noticed I just want to remind you of. So the first one is with the arms. So we're going to open the chest, the arms are both going to open. Then they're going to cross. They're going to cross at center line. Then the right is going to pull to the right. So here, this is now you've got your opponent. It's going to pull. Pull to the right, then keep going to the right, pivot on the left foot. So pivot on the left foot, if you can do that. Pivot on the right foot to the second corner, step around and land. Now, let's just check when you've landed. I want you to check two things, your footwork and the shape of your hands. So the footwork, when you've landed, you want to be effectively in an empty stance. So we had this conversation last week about like the blue filing cabinet and where your foot's going to land. So you want to try and land with your left foot so that when you have finished your turn, you're in this empty stance configuration, so you can just lift your right leg. So what that means is don't go too far around with the left foot. So let's just do that. So we start in ride the tiger, left foot forward. So open the arms, cross the arms, pull with the right, now turn, keep turning, step around, make sure that your left foot is behind the right as you stand up. Now the next thing, when you stand up, try and make sure that your left hand is palm down. So Laura, you've got your left hand facing your stomach. I want it palm down, fingertips to forearm center, and then the right hand sitting slightly palm out. That's great, Lorraine. That's looking great. And so Rogelio, if you can just flex your right wrist just a little bit. No, just the wrist. So your arm is like this. See if you can just sit your fingertips up just a little bit. Yes, showing a grab. Now we're going to do the kick. The hands are going to change position. And now the left hand is sitting slightly. And the right hand, is there. Now, one of the things I want all of you to pay attention to, and this may be just a trick of the light, a trick of the zoom, is it looks to me, and I'll imagine there's a camera on top, that your left arm is quite close to your chest. Make it rounded. Feel this rounded shape so that your fingertips point to the forearm center. Not too far in. Make everything nice and rounded, like when we're doing standing practice. Rounded. And last thing, I happen to see a foot there. Perfect fix. Yes, you fixed it. Yeah. Okay, let's do it one more time. From ride the tiger, empty stance, left foot forward. 1, turn to the right. 2, cross the hands. 3, pull with the right. Now pivot on the left foot, pivot on the right foot, step around, stand up, lotus kick. Just do it on your own a couple of times and I'll watch. A couple of things I want to draw your attention to. When we start, we're going to open the arms and close the arms. The first pull, you're not going to do anything to your feet. You're just going to start pulling. So don't start turning immediately. Separate this right arm first. Once you've got this ward-off shape, rollback shape, then start turning your body. Pivot your left foot as far as it'll go, then pivot the right. So that's the first thing I want you to pay attention to. So close the arms, pull to the right. Don't change your body angle yet. Once it gets there, go. Yes, that's very nice. Then the only other thing I want to remind some of us about is I'll get you in a second, Rogelio. When we turn, keep your left arm out. I know it like we're trying to keep our balance, so we bring our left arm in because we're feeling uncertain. Try and keep your left arm nice and rounded all the way around. Rogelio, you had a question. Oh, okay. Okay, no. Okay, good. All right. That's looking pretty good, guys. Any other things we want to talk about there? Okay, so let's move ahead, and we're going to talk about, this is the last new movement in the form, bend bow shooting tiger. In a way, the footwork is standard. The body movement is unusual because we're turning back to strike. One of the strikes that we're doing is just like strike the tiger, but the other one is a new strike. We're actually going to come in and strike out. So let me just show you the movement, and then I'll ask Susan to come and help me. I'll show the application. It's a very simple application. Okay, so we have done kick over lotus. So we're here. So the first thing is sink step. Am I good? Yep, I'm good. So sink step for a bow stance. Arms swing down. They change direction and punch out. I'll do it the other direction because there's a couple of things to pay attention to. So I'm in this left bow stance. I'm sorry, I'm just standing on my left leg. Left arm to the corner. Sink step into a bow stance. Arm circle and punch coming back. So you can see that I'm leaning in the direction of my right foot, which is that way, but I'm punching this way. So actually my lean and my punch are offset by 90 degrees. So that's what's new. So that's something we'll work on a little bit. Let me just see if I can get Susan to, yes, go ahead.
You said that the right arm was similar to strike tiger.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's me, but I see it a bit lower. Or
oh yeah, yeah. No, that's right. Yes, it's punching up, but you're absolutely right. It's sort of ending going in a way. It's a bit like fan through the back position. It's by the side of your temple, about a fist width away, but it's a fist. Whereas in strike tiger, it's higher. The similarity that I had in mind was essentially this swing going up. That's what's similar. Okay, so we're going to imagine that my opponent, and we'll try it in different directions if necessary. So my opponent is going to come in and punch with the left. I'm essentially going to deflect away. So I'm just going to pull, deflect. Then I'm going to come around, and I'm going to try two punches. One is going to be a punch to the chest, and the other one is a punch to the head. And my opponent can probably deflect one and not both, so one of them will land. So let's just review that again. So they're going to come in. I'm going to step out and pull. Then I'm going to turn back and punch. So that's the application. It's very simple. So the thing that I want you to think about is the first part of the movement is a deflect. You're guiding. It's actually, if you want to think about it in terms of energies, this is rollback energy, which is following the direction of your opponent Then you're going to do a little figure eight and come back and do a double strike. Yes.
I don't know. I'd like to get back to the question they made to Nancy. Remember about this same movement last Friday, that you're striking in the opposite direction in which you're moving your weight. So
Yes.
you don't have as much energy as when you punch with the whole body, but still
No.
you're flexing, you're moving your weight to the right, but you're punching to the left. These two
Actually,
punches.
yes, you are moving your weight to the right. You're establishing your root on the right. You're using
For the rollback.
yes, right. So you're coming here. So, but when you finish your posture, you're in a bow stance, and so you always want to lean to where you have support, which is this leg. So you don't want to lean this way. You don't want to lean in the direction you're punching because you'll fall over. So you want to lean here. The way it feels to me is as my back leg straightens and I go from this, I'm here, legs are sort of equal weight, to here, there's actually energy that comes up my leg through my waist and it goes around the corner to here. So it's actually a spiral up and around, and that's where there's the figure eight, because I'm going to the right and then I'm coming to the left. Okay, let's work on that. Thank you. Okay, so
Thank you, Susan, for all the wonderful interventions.
She's smiling broadly. Thank you. Okay, so let's just attend to the footwork. That's the simplest of all. So, but we just need to check that we end up in a good bow stance. So we are, if I go the same direction as you, my left foot is to the side. I'm going to, I've been standing up. I did the lotus kick. I've got a sink step. My right foot is to the corner, and then I go into a bow stance. What I need you to do is, if I do it this way, let me see if I can do it this way. Yep. I'll do it here. I'm going to sink step into my bow stance. No, that didn't work either. I'll try it here. Step into my bow stance. Close your back foot so that it points in the same direction as your right foot. Bring it forward and check that you have shoulder width. The temptation here is that we bring the right foot down and then just step center line to side relative to the left foot, and then we don't have width. So then we don't it's much harder to maintain our balance. And in fact, you know, this punch becomes even harder because we have less support. So sink, yep. So one of the things that I suggest you do is when you sink, I'll do it from here. Sink and then step. Don't step out from high. Sink and step out. Yeah, that's nice. Yes, very nice. Yep. Okay. This was the easy bit. Not that the rest is hard, but this is not the hardest movement in the form. Okay, so I'm going to face you now. And you're on your left leg. Your arms are out to the left. You're going to sink step, heel touch. Arms don't move, heel touch. As the foot flattens, the arms are going to circle to the right. So it's just a shoulder circle. The arms are just going to come down. This is where you're doing this rollback energy. It just comes to the right as the foot flattens. Beware, don't bend your knee yet. When the arms are to the right, your leg is still straight. Then I want you to make fists. Look where my thumbs are. My thumbs are facing each other. When you make fists, both thumbs are pointing up. So make sure that fists face each other. Make fist, you're going to have to rotate your right hand. Yeah, that's good. And when you make a fist, remember that the, oh, come on, focus. The thumb is around the the knuckles at the front. Yeah, nice, like that. Okay, so let's just do 1 and 2. So we're standing up here. So 1, step. 2, swing the arms and make your fists. 3, bend the knees and punch. Okay, and let's just do that again, then we'll work on the 2 arms, because that's where the tricky bit is. So we are at the end of lotus kick. Sink, step. 1, 2, circle the arms, make fists. 3, punch. Okay, and release, relax. So the things that we're going to, let's first just think about the right arm. We're not going to worry about the footwork. So I've come down, I've made my fists. The right hand is just going to come up in a circle and it's going to end up by my temple, as we were discussing. So right hand comes down, rotates, make a fist, keeps coming up by the side of my head. Palm out, right? Yeah. And the fist palm, because I'm hitting towards my opponent this way, the surface of my fist is facing that way. Yep. Okay. The other hand, left hand. So we're here, circle, make a fist. Now, this left hand has got to come around a corner. So what you want to do, as your body turns, the elbow is going to come in, then the fist is going to come around, and then you're going to punch out. What I want you to avoid is something like this, that you're just going to move the fist around. So the left hand doesn't come around like this. It doesn't sort of just wave. From here, it comes in, the arm rotates, and you punch out. So it's in, rotate, punch out. In, rotate, punch out. Good. Now, that's looking good. Something to pay attention to. Remember, when we do standing practice, sink the shoulders round the chest. We want to make sure that generally our elbow doesn't go past the side of our body. Be careful that when you bring your left arm in, it doesn't go behind you so that you open your shoulder too much. It's just rotating here. Yeah. And good. The last thing for the arms is, we've talked about the position of the right arm, which is by the side of your head. The left arm is pointing towards the corner. So make sure that when you've finished, the left arm is towards the corner and is a little bit below your shoulder. So it's not shoulder height. It's a little bit below shoulder height. The left arm is straight but not locked. Usual Tai Chi straight. The front of the fist is pointing at your opponent. Yeah. Good. Let's put those things together. Yeah, question.
2 things. Could we just quickly review the chest orientation?
Yes.
As we move?
Yes.
And also the right hand, even though it's at the temple, it's also facing at the corner, right? Not side.
Yes. Both, they're pointing in the same direction. Very good. Yes. Okay. So let's talk about the chest direction. We'll talk about the gaze in a bit, but that relates to the chest. Okay, so we've started with our kick. So our chest is almost to square. Sink, step. Now the arms swing. The chest is actually to the corner here. As you come around and punch, your chest is square to the side. You're going to the corner, your chest is to square. And make sure when you finish that your right knee isn't too far forward. Make sure that your knee is behind your toes. Yeah, nice. That's a good correction. Yeah. Okay. So let's do that a couple of times. So we're standing on the left leg, arms out. Make sure the right arm is nice and rounded. Sink, heel touch. Now swing both arms, chest turns to the right, rotate the fists, bend the knees as you come back and strike. Both arms go at the same time. Yes. When you're in that position, check that your torso is leaning in the direction of your right foot. Remember, be careful, try not to lean your torso in the direction that you're punching, because you don't have a foot there to support you. You have to lean in the direction of your right foot. Last thing, the gaze. So the gaze is going to match more or less what the chest is doing. We're starting here. So we're looking over the left hand. So we're looking to the left corner-ish. Sinks, touch with the heel. As the arms drop, you're looking to the right. You're looking where in the sort of in the direction to the horizon of where your right hand is. Then as the chest turns back, you follow your gaze in the direction of your punch to the left corner. So essentially what's happening is you're starting looking at the left, you look to the right, and then you look back to the left. Let's do that a few times. Okay. We've done lotus kick. Make sure that your left hand is not above shoulder height, left hand roughly at shoulder height. Okay, and right arm rounded. Sink, step, heel touch. With body turning, swing both arms, foot flattens, rotate the fists. Now bend the knees, coming back, punch. Just hold that posture for a second, just check your posture. Do you have nice soft breathing? Is your posture good? Yeah, good. And again. Actually, the left foot doesn't go anywhere. Left foot is just where it always is. Okay. We've done the kick. Sink, step to the corner. Now both arms swing, look in the direction that they're swinging, rotate the fists, make fists, come back, punch. Yep, and okay. So I want you to make sure that when you finish your punch, your right hand is sort of palm out by the side of your head. It's not sitting this way, it's palm out. Yep. Okay.
And your left hand's fist is to the corner?
Yes. Yep. And your right fist face is pointing to the corner as well. Yes. And the left arm is straight but not locked. Yeah. Good. Yes, Lorraine.
Can you show how the left arm goes from to here?
Yes. That is the $64,000 question. That's the hardest part. So we go to here, make fists. We'll just pay attention to the left. The hand, with body turning, you can see my arm is coming in, my elbow is bending, my body keeps turning, and actually there isn't much of a rotation in my shoulder. It's mostly through body turning to here, and then it goes out. So again, it comes down, make a fist, swing, then comes in, and then straight out again. Is that making sense, Lorraine?
Yeah.
Okay. So keep doing it a few times and I'll watch. So the one thing that I noticed that I want to remind you of is the right arm. So the left arm is doing this in and out thing. The right arm, after we've come and so it's going to just go in a circle. So try and think about, you're just swinging your arm. Your right arm is just one movement, big circle. Don't bring it to here and then come across like the left arm. Try and make it a circle. That's where the similarity is with striped tiger. Yes.
So your right arm goes all the way down above your head and keeps going.
No. Thank you for checking. So the right arm, it goes out to about here.
Uh-huh.
It makes a fist.
Yes.
Then it's making a circle up to the side of my head. So it's, to Rogelio's point earlier, it's not above your head, but it's not, what I'm seeing some of us do is this kind of movement where it feels like a punch. I want you to feel the circle here.
So the circle goes wide.
Yes, circle wide and come up, and it ends up, yeah, that's nice. Yes, like that. Yes, go ahead.
Both fists should stop moving at the same time. So could you show the coordination between the two fists as they move?
Yes.
I'm having one finishing before.
Yes, and I'll try and show it. The thing that I will remind you of is, in a way, it's easier than striped tigers, because you know with striped tigers, one's got to go a long way and the other one's got to come just a short way. Here, the length is not quite as different, but you do have to make sure that they end at the same time. So I come to here, then they finish at the same time. So from equal, make fists, then you need to time it so that both finish at the same time, and that when you finish with your knee bend, the punch happens. So you know the energy is coming from the back foot up through the waist and then showing up in the punch. This is let's see, from here, one movement. Okay, let's do just these last two movements. We're almost out of time, so we will start. Let's start from 7 stars. We'll do step back, ride the tiger, lotus kick, and bend bow. So we are empty stance on the left leg, right leg forward. We're doing 7 stars. Yes, good. Ride the tiger, step back, rotate the arms. 2, separate the arms forward, back. 3, circle them up and down. Lotus kick, separate the arms, cross the arms. First, pull with the right before your foot starts pivoting. Pivot the left, pivot the right, step around so that you have a nice empty stance as you lift up. Drop the right leg, lotus kick. Bend bow shooting tiger, sink, step, heel touch. Now swing the arms, look to where the arms are swinging, make fists, bending the knee, come back, punch out. Hold that posture for a second, check that you've got crotch rounded, check that your right shoulder is down, elbow down, even though the palm is by the temple. And stop. Good stuff. Any last questions? Let's finish there. I'll do the announcements in a second. So I will say Tongshomen Saitian, and you will say Laoshe Saitian. Tongshomen Saitian.
Laoshi, Saichen.